Mandy Young, October 28, 2015, Persuasive Speech. Nikola Tesla, Albert Einstein, and Benjamin Franklin were all great men in their time, but what do they have in common? They all failed many times before they finally succeeded. Today's generation of children is not used to failing. They have been coddled by the adults in their life. They have been taught that no matter what happens in life, you are always just as good as everyone else. This is not the case. Life throws curveballs all the time. You will not always succeed, and you will not always be as good as or equal to everyone else with certain skills. According to The Dangers of Coddling by Judy Levine, people who are coddled don't even appreciate or respect those who coddled them. It is important to challenge children to do all they can for themselves. It is imperative to teach today's children and future generations that in order to fully succeed in life, they need to learn to do things for themselves and to fail and be able to pick themselves back up. Today's children need to be taught to be self-reliant. With great minds like Nikola Tesla, Albert Einstein, and Benjamin Franklin, they stand out above the rest in their respective times. How different would the world be if they were born today? In today's world, everyone gets a trophy, and no child is better than the rest. How does one gauge their achievements or discover who they truly are and what they really desire? In today's society, every child gets a participation trophy. Some activities I had in school as a kid are no longer allowed because it will cause children to feel left out or excluded. And I, as a parent, am rather disturbed by this notion because I see this as holding down some children while trying to raise everyone to the same standard. John Tierney mentioned in his article, When Every Child is Good Enough, that the work done by Kurt Vonnegut in Harrison Bergeron, a short story set in the America of 2081, about a 14-year-old genius and star athlete. To keep others from feeling inferior, the handicapper general weighs him down with 300-pound weights and makes him wear earphones that blast noise so he cannot take an unfair advantage of his brain. My child has entered the age where he can begin to compete in sports such as Little League football. When my husband played t-ball and baseball for 7 years, earning MVP 2 times in his 7 years of playing, we quickly learned that our son will not obtain this medal as he is less graceful. We understand this, and we tell him to do his best, but don't get discouraged by others being better. He tries harder to catch up to them. It makes me happy to see my child fail and not do as well as others because I believe this teaches him how to cope with uncomfortable situations and lose gracefully. David Rock said in his article, Has coddling an entire generation of children set them up? When kids are praised for everything and told they are special, it does 2 things. It reduces their desire to put in effort, and it reduces their ability to self-regulate because they do not get to challenge themselves. Yet self-regulation appears to be the dramatically central player in whether children and people succeed or not. I can see this when my son interacts with other children. At the end of some games, some kids are crying because they did not win, or they're yelling and mad because they did not score. Observing this, I can only wonder what kind of people these children will grow up to be. My son semi-gracefully handles defeat. He shakes hands with the other team and isn't rude or mean to them. According to Stephanie Dunwin, and parents shouldn't coddle their kids, experts warn, consistently protecting children from any discomfort denies them the opportunity to develop skills for dealing with disappointment and frustration. How do we as a society overcome the issue of overly coddled children? It's simple. We teach our children how to be self-reliant and resilient. According to Margarita Tartakovsky, and 10 tips for raising resilient kids, resilience isn't a birthright. It can be taught. Some ways this can be achieved are no accommodating to every need. Avoid taking away all risks. Teach them how to solve problems and other essential life skills. By not accommodating to their every need, you teach the child that it is okay to not have everything in life. When a parent avoids taking away every risk, it actually teaches the child to learn their own limits of what they can do. Teaching a child how to problem solve and essential life skills such as cleaning, or for older children how to cook and do their laundry, This instills in the child a sense of how to do things on their own. Children need to be taught that it is perfectly natural for them to be independent, and that the parent will not do for them what the child can do for themselves. Today's society is so busy rushing about trying to get through with the day that we as adults have failed to realize that our children need to be taught certain life lessons. By being a helicopter parent, or by a parent completing a child's homework for them, we are stunting our children's growth, both mentally and emotionally. Giving trophies for participating does not teach a child to lose gracefully. They will eventually learn through repeated behavior that no matter the outcome, I still get a prize. This does a disgrace to our children because they do not learn that only through hard work, practice, and perseverance that they will succeed. I believe children grow and learn better in an environment in which they are given chores, made to do their own work, made to face challenges. I implore everyone to stop coddling and spoiling their children. This does them no good in any part of their life.